Tell us the riddle, Zach.
I shan't say,
I can't get it out.
but you often accuse him of being gay.
Oh, ow.
Say what again? I dare you. I double dare you, motherfucker. Say what one more goddamn time.
I was a fine man then. I like those sound effects. Can you please stop recording? No. I'm not even trying.
We're recording? Okay, yeah, okay.
All right.
Hey, what's up, guys? Week 8.
Hello. As you can tell, we have a guest on this week. Welcome to the Week 8 podcast of the Fantasy Squad Show. I'm Jackson with Cole and Thomas, the usual suspects.
Hello.
We're all on the same stream.
Welcome.
We record this on Thursday evening. The Falcons just
Might be
50-yard line the first drive of this game. So I'll keep you all updated about what's going on in this game as Julio gets about a 20-yard catch. Anyways,
hell yeah.
so this is the Week 7 podcast. Yes. Yeah. I think this is Week 8. But
Damn, Falcons are already on the 12.
hey,
Fuck.
okay, you're ahead, bro. You're
I'm just looking on the app.
okay.
So your TV must be behind.
I know it's because I'm streaming it.
Oh.
All right, it's not. This is terrible radio. Sean said your phone's over there.
No,
Sean said a duck.
I
some
have
girl.
to sometimes, you know. It's
Oh,
what the
it's
ladies
pretty.
want.
Man.
So I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen. We can talk about last week, which ended up being like a pretty crazy week.
Yeah, pretty crazy dumb.
Crazy dumb. So the first game is gonna be mine, which probably I don't want to. He's gonna be sad about this. This has got to be one of the craziest wins we've seen
It's gotta be.
in fantasy football. Like I only scored 80 points, I understand, but like if you look at my team, I had 2 people that I drafted to play this week, and one of those was Odell. We got him towards ACL on the first drive.
You had one non-quarterback touchdown.
Yeah, and the other guy was Hunter Henry. So no, I had
2 from the same guy, right?
from Christian Kirk.
Yeah.
Against it. So didn't really matter. He's had a terrible day.
Awful.
We don't have to talk much about it. Cam Newton played terribly. He had negative points. He got benched third quarter.
It's pretty hard. There has not been a lot of for a quarterback to get negative. That's hard to do.
Yeah, he did not look good.
It's their entire. I mean, their offense is in general is really bad.
He was throwing balls in the dirt. I mean, that's why he was.
Yeah, but
a couple of those picks.
He was throwing the ball like he did at Carolina, which is he's like slinging his head. He's not even looking downfield. And, I feel like he's throwing more with his neck and head than he is with his actual arm when he throws. He never did that at Auburn, so I don't know where he learned that. But every time
His one season at
every time he throws it, it doesn't matter if it's like 8 yards on the field. It seems like he's about to throw it 70 yards on how he winds up.
Yeah.
It's just so strong.
Yeah. Well, there are a couple. And Stidham didn't look better, so.
Yeah,
I
he had a
don't
pick,
think,
he
I think
fumbled.
he's starting Burrow, so this week.
I would too at this point.
Yeah, against the Titans. So
Yeah.
hopefully they got to score a lot probably to keep up. Okay, so enough for that game. The crazy game from Tyler Lockett doesn't get it done, even though it scared him shitless.
I feel like Tyler Lockett has that kind of game once or twice every year.
Yeah, right. No, I mean that's what Tyler Lockett is. He's had touchdown games that already had the season, but it's just
yeah.
Yeah, he's 28 and 38, but it's either boom or bust.
Yeah.
And that was DK in that game was
Nada.
cut down by Buda Baker, probably. I think.
Yeah.
Kyler Murray's really good. Deontay Johnson, how do you feel about
He's back.
You're
His
welcome.
Claypool is nobody.
that? Juju is somebody though.
Finally.
I acquired Juju
Finally.
for Tua Tagovailoa.
Is that how you say it?
Falcons up 3-0.
How do I say Tua's last name?
How did you say it?
Tagovailoa.
Tagovailoa? Okay.
Vailoa.
Vailoa, okay.
Tag of Viagra.
You've been in the
I just
public
call him
eye for
Tua.
3 years.
Just call him Tua. Everybody knows who Tua is.
I mean, yeah, okay. This is not good. This is gonna be the worst. Having us on the same screen. So yeah, good for Caleb. Caleb moves to 5-2. So close for JV though. JV had a good week. Anyways, Cam, big game from Rodgers, and that's about it. This is the second straight week Cam's kind of put up a dud.
He had Justin Herbert had 38 on his bench or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Justin Herbert's good.
That's a tough decision to make every week though with Aaron Rodgers.
I mean, you're not gonna not start it's Aaron Rodgers.
right.
I understand that.
I mean, unless he has a really bad matchup in Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert's been great, but he still has a lot to prove.
Mm-hmm. For
And
sure.
also a rookie. A lot of people are saying Herbert probably isn't going to keep it up. Because
Yeah,
even though he looks so good.
just remember how good Baker was as a rookie,
Yeah, then he got Odell. And nothing happened.
and then he didn't, and now he's good again.
But John wins pretty handily. John's got to be Mr. 95 to 100 points. I feel like every week he's scoring right around these, which is getting them wins.
Yeah.
I was
Still what it takes.
he was scoring. He at one point he was at 98 points, and I was texting Caleb, and I was like, "Bro, John scores 98 points every damn week." I feel like
With those running backs too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, right? That's crazy. But I feel like he's so consistently scoring right in that, which is great for him.
He
Next,
was a good team.
BB versus McFrosty. Thomas, big week for you. You finally.
Finally gets
I'm telling you, I would not be on this podcast if I did not win this past week. I did it. I did 113, and I didn't even need Mahomes. So I mean,
I know he didn't do shit, and it's not like he had a bad game. They just didn't need him.
they didn't need him. Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
at one point, it was the third quarter, or maybe it was late in the second, and Mahomes had touched it twice. I was like, can we just give the ball to Mahomes, please? I just.
Yeah, I know.
I was at that point, it was super close, and but I picked up Boston Scott. He was projected 12 points, because who's out? Jackson, you have Miles Sanders. Sanders was out, and I'm starting him again this week unless Miles somehow makes a recovery. But some good waiver wire picks, and then my defense didn't get negative points. So that was nice for them to do.
Finally in the win column.
Finally in the win column. Let's see if we can keep the train rolling.
Still a lot of football left.
Yeah. I'm not surprised. I could score 120 and still lose next week, probably.
Well, you got Sean, so.
No, I don't.
That's what I thought.
I have Zach this week.
Yeah. I think it.
Yeah, you could score 120 and then lose, like against Sean, like exactly what I did this week.
That's what he's referring to.
Shot at both of you, actually. All right, so good for Thomas. The next one was Saquad Zach.
Oh, good game, Cole.
Hottest team in the league, Zach Wood, 3 in a row.
3 in a row.
He's averaging over 100 points in those games.
He's playing well. Ever since he made that trade, Chris Godwin's back. He had a big game. He scored, I think.
Chris Godwin's out this week, right?
But he's out now because he's got a broken thumb, right? And then I think, and the weird thing we talked about, or I noticed the other day, is the Buccaneers have a Week 13 bye. That is the last.
Was their bye moved?
Maybe.
Could be right.
Maybe. Because there's that's a really weird spot. That's the last week of the regular season in fantasy. So people with Buccaneers players, that's gonna hurt if you need that last game.
Couldn't be me.
If you haven't thought about that, so yeah. So, but Matty Ice, we all know how good Matt Ryan is with Julio. He only put up 17.5, but he played well. James Robinson, and he scored 27, and Le'Veon had 11 or something like that. So, I don't know, good trade, good shit for Zach and Jonathan. Thomas, did you ever make that trade with Jonathan? No.
No, I figured I'd rather
let the
die with the team I have. Just be proud that I picked Justin Jefferson in the draft. I'm just rolling on. I mean, I'm already down 2-5.
What was the trade you were about to make, Thomas? You were thinking about making?
Well, initially it was Kareem Hunt for Justin Jefferson, and then I think Jonathan thought it through. I was like, I should probably keep Kareem Hunt. And then it turned into CEH Hilaire for Jefferson, and I don't know. There's too many questions about how Bell's going to be worked into the offense, and then also just like the wide receiver core for Kansas City, there's just so many people
it's not like Edwards Hilaire's been bad, but it's not like
he's been great. But I think that the ceiling for Jefferson is way bigger than Hilaire. I mean, and you look at the first 3 weeks, Jefferson wasn't really getting that much attention, but now that the Vikings and Kirk Cousins kind of know what they have, I think that he's gonna do better in the second half of the season. So I just wanted to hold on to him and just be proud that I drafted him. And if I sink with the ship, then at least I sink with the team I drafted. So.
All right. Well, Jonathan was trying to make trades this week. He
definitely did. I think.
Second was not that Juju's any good, but all right. And so, which one of you two want to talk about the game of the week?
I had a slight advantage pretty much all week. We were both like touchdown machines.
Yes.
And Sean just kept every time I thought I was gonna break away, Sean would just get a touchdown from someone, usually Tom Brady, and just stay within striking distance. And then with like 2 minutes left in the game, with the Broncos game, we find out yardage. I lose a couple points. I'm down by half a point. So
that was a crazy. For y'all that don't know, it was Cam was in Auburn, Cole was in Auburn, Sean, me, and Heath were all watching the games on Sunday, and their game was over basically the 3:00 games with the Chiefs.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
And Cole's was up by 1.5 points because defense had 23 points, and then the Broncos got the ball at the very end, and they had like 2 first downs maybe, and that took the yardage over the point where it subtracted 2 points, and there was a moment where we were like, wait, was that it? And then Sean was like, I'm winning. And Cole was like, oh, my God.
And there was like a minute left, like not enough time to do anything. Like
a sack would have won it for Cole. Or
anything.
So,
I mean, that's got to be a roller coaster of emotion. So going into the Kansas City game, you were down by 20?
No, I was –
No. They had, it was a 3:00 game, so there were a lot of people. That was the last game left.
Yeah.
But they had, That was Cole's last player.
Well, I had Tyreek as well in that game.
We were literally like neck and neck the whole time. And then every time Cole would get slightly ahead, Tom would throw another touchdown, so.
Had fucking 5. Ran for one. If he would have passed that one instead of ran it, I would have won.
Jackson for
Oh.
QB.
Tom Brady.
Yeah,
You gotta-
Jackson fucking called it right before.
Tom
I
Brady-
think I knew it was gonna happen.
Or fucking Todd Gurley would have went down on the one and then scored, and
No.
TJ Hawkinson wouldn't have scored on the.
Hawkin baby.
Hawkin baby. Let's
Come
go.
on, Stafford and Hawkin baby.
That fucking won it.
And then, of course, we can't count out Devontae,
Yeah, I mean,
Lord Adams has
you got like 70 points from those two. You would have beat Heath with just 2 people.
67 points from it.
Literally, and almost would have beat Cam.
I mean, he would have beaten Cam because that's
No, it's like point higher.
I mean, that just shows that you can be at the top of the power rankings one week and lose to someone at the bottom of the power rankings week to week. It's a very versatile league.
I'm right, Jackson.
lost by 0.3. That would have been tough. Well, if you only have 2 people playing.
Man, I should have started more than 2 people. Like.
Also, we have to have a conversation. Even though he lost by more than 11, Jonathan did not start a defense this week.
I know, and he
there was
probably
not a defense that scored 11 on the waivers.
But still, it's never a good. It's never a good choice.
The Bears got a fumble 6 in like the third or fourth quarter.
Yeah.
And that put it away. But until then, Zach was up by like 4 points. And I was like, Jonathan.
Yeah. It's never a good choice. It's never. I will always believe that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're eliminating yourself. I mean, you're starting defense.
I'd rather have -2 than
you know
like.
You're taking 0 from the defense.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a pretty crazy week. That marks over the halfway point, so we've got another 6 weeks of fantasy, and until the playoffs. So people, and everyone's kind of neck and neck. There's a couple 5-2 teams, 3 and 4, 4 and 3s, and then the 2.
It was very hard to do.
Also, 2-5 gang,
Yeah, hey, I mean, we were the powerhouses this week, so people got to be 2-5 gang. We're shaking people up.
3 games, 3 weeks back from first place. I mean, it's not like someone's 7-0, So
thank God.
So the next half of this season is not supposed to be over. So yeah, so that's good. I'll stop sharing and we can roll on to the next power rankings.
All right, my turn.
Show it.
All right, week 7. It was 4 of the top 7 teams from last week lost. So a lot of, also y'all need to be reading this shit because y'all not reading it.
Where are you putting this in?
I'm putting this shit in the. I put it in the intro 2 weeks ago. I had 3 people text me, and then remember at the end of the podcast, we were like, okay, if you made it to the end of the podcast,
yeah, we said fire bottle.
It only he's texting me fire bottle.
It's probably because he heard Jackson.
We sit here and grind our ass off for this podcast.
Yeah.
So what if we just start skipping to the
end? I learned that our guest doesn't watch it. Our guest on this week doesn't watch it.
Y'all put it out at like 1 a.m.
You don't have to watch it that day.
Until 1 a.m.
I know.
That's me sitting here at this test.
Hey, Panthers just scored. Curtis Samuel.
Oh, that's the next play on the TV.
Sorry.
My day was going crazy though. So currently 7-3 Panthers.
Yes.
So that means only he's watched it all the way through?
Yeah, apparently. And he was also one of the 3 people that texted me about this. So he's the only one of the 3 people who read the intro. Anyways.
Ran it.
We're not salty. It's
fine. Yeah. Number 1 this week. If you were in Auburn this week, you know that I was really tempted to put Sean. And I almost did it. I almost did it, but I didn't. I
Caleb
stayed. I know.
We
I
can
know.
feel that if Sean
You're turning into the BCS committee.
I know. But Sean, you were honorary number 1 this week
I'll
for
take it.
sure.
I'll take
Caleb again is number 1. He had a solid week. Kyler Murray. He's gonna have a tough week this week though. He's got no Kyler, no DeAndre.
Whoever's playing him, please beat him, because I need someone that we can't have these teams that are like 7-win teams.
So again, Cam lucks out. He's probably Caleb's probably gonna get like 65.
He gets Cam.
But yeah. So number 2, this one might be a little controversial, but it's oh yeah.
What is paying?
But number 2 is probably a little controversial. It's me.
Whoa.
What?
I lost.
Boo.
I lost.
And
I
went
know. I lost. I'm not. There's I think 3, 5, and 2 teams. I'm not one of them. But I would have beaten every. I think this happened to you, Thomas.
It did last week. I know the
yeah.
pain. I know.
Yeah,
The pain.
you would beat everyone else except for the team you played.
Right.
I'm number 2 in points for. And this was 120 points almost, and my 2 best players, arguably, Josh Jacobs got 3.1, and Josh Allen didn't have a touchdown. So I'm feeling good going forward.
defense,
Say what?
defense, you're not gonna get 21 from your defense.
Yeah, I mean they're playing the fucking Jets, so they definitely might.
Oh, fuck it, yeah.
Just let
Yeah.
Mahomes score, Cole. Just give me that.
Yeah, I don't care. I mean,
This week, what's up?
I picked them up last week just because they were playing the Jets, and I wasn't even planning on starting them this past week, and it didn't matter in the end. But anyways, yeah, got beat by the team that barely averages 80 points a game. Was averaging 80 points a game. He just decided, I'm going to score 40 more points than my average, and he did it. And I hate you, Sean.
This is great. This is beautiful.
So yeah,
Good job.
number 3 is y'all ever seen that clip? That shit is so
That's a
funny.
great-
Oh yeah.
I can't play it because I'm in edit mode, but you have to read it and you can watch it.
Fire bottle.
Fire bottle.
Fire bottle.
Number 3 is John. Like Jackson said, he's been really consistency around that like 98 to 100 range for the last couple of weeks. AJ Brown being back he's a monster. He's taking a lot of catches away from Jonnu, who didn't do shit. Russell Wilson is still Russell Wilson, even though he threw in 3 interceptions. Cole Beasley on his bench, he's been
He's been quietly very good.
been good. In PPR, he's better than like I don't know. I saw this big list of like in PPR, like
TY.
he's better than like a lot of good receivers. But yeah, I mean, his dud of the week 4.8. That wasn't necessarily his lowest, but that's pretty good. And this is with him starting fucking this week. It was Zach Moss and J.D. McKissick, which is better than what he's usually been getting from like, I don't know. He's basically just plugging in 2 random people at running back a week, and he's winning. I don't know how he does it. But number 4 went down 2. He, if Heath would have had a big week this week, there was a good chance he probably would have been number 1. He was really nipping at Caleb's heels, I felt like.
65 points.
Yeah, awful week. Awful week for, negative points from Cam Newton.
That's crazy.
His start of the week was 11. Again, not necessarily his highest, but
Kicker.
yeah, I mean, he's like before the game, he was mentioning, if all his players got what they averaged, he would have got like 130 points. And if all Jackson's players got what they averaged, he would have got like 68, which is true. It was a fact.
But I'm starting players that hadn't played, and
yeah, but
Justin Jackson was a backup.
But I think even more impressive is like him would have been getting like 130 but like he got half that. Bad week. DK Metcalf, he'll be fine. Like he's not gonna get 2.3 probably ever again. Joe Burrow, at least Joe Burrow showed up, so he has like a option if Cam just decides to be bad again. But yeah, number 5, big riser this week is Zach, who just a few weeks ago he was number 12.
That's crazy.
He's got the league's longest win streak now at 3, or I think so. Yeah, 3. So he's the hottest team in the league. James Robinson is a monster. He didn't really have any bad games, I don't think. I mean, look at this. This is back when David Montgomery was in college.
Frankenstein.
They thought he was like the fucking perfect running back. He is not.
He's not.
Feet of Saquon Barkley.
Tyler Boyd was good. Chris Godwin was good. Oh, Jeff Wilson Jr. on his bench with 30, and then he got injured. So that sucks. That would have been huge for Zach, but that kind of went away before it even really got started. But yeah, Zach is hot. He's slipped into the top 5, which is somewhere where I don't think he would have thought he would have been a couple weeks ago, but good for him. Number 6, at the halfway point, we got a team with a losing record, 3-4, Jonathan. He was really close to winning last week as well, or maybe he won narrowly. Yeah, I think he won by like 0.3. So he's had some close games, but some solid games. Deshaun Watson has really turned it on in the last couple of weeks. T. Higgins, who I said a few weeks ago that I really liked, he's been quite good. Look at this this is a Kareem Hunt's like last game in college. This man went, he went 3 carries for 205 TDs.
That's crazy.
I don't even know if he had like a receiving touchdown or anything like that, but that man, I don't know how many fantasy points that is, but a lot. He traded away Juju after he finally had a good game once, but he had a lot of like 10 to like 15 point games. Kenny Galladay's got double digits in every game. He's super consistent. Edwards-Helaire is still effective for now. Darren Waller, Kareem Hunt. We'll see how it goes when Le'Veon gets comfortable and Nick Chubb gets back, but Jonathan's still a good team. And that brings us to number 7, respect the specs. Obviously you're dealing with a lot of injuries right now, so like, how the fuck did you win?
I don't know.
But, it was. I mean, it's just one of those weeks. You would have lost to
everyone but Heath.
Yeah, I mean, it was the opposite of what happened to me, basically.
I mean, that's why you play the game.
That's why you play the game.
That's why you don't go off projections.
Yeah. Look at this shit. Blew me away.
Was the Dolphins head coach?
That's crazy.
That's insane. He was a linebacker at Boston College when they played Miami. That's insane. Anyways,
I had 10 people on my bench. Someone pointed. I had 10 people on my bench.
That's crazy.
And 2 people played.
You definitely need to get your boys healthy.
How many they are?
Odell with 0.
Number 7 is he got hurt on the first drive. He's out for the season.
He's on the first drive.
Tore his ACL or some shit.
0?
I didn't know. I mean, I was just asking.
Yeah, he's out for the season. That's another injury.
But number 7, if you're not getting healthy, you'll probably drop. But that's what I thought last week. And
I hope when my boys get healthy, I have a lot more confidence. But like winning this week helps me keep.
There's like a buffer zone for sure. So, but 3 and 4,
2 weeks.
I'm sure you're probably pretty happy with number 7.
I would smoke you, Jackson.
Do you not remember when Jackson fucked you by 40 points?
I would smoke you,
He already smoked you, Thomas.
Score and still won.
Anyways, number 8, it's Super Cam. I think he's the worst team with a winning record. Not like I mean he probably is, but like I just mean by power ranking sense. You know, this is Cam's record when his opponent scores over 100 points, 0-2, less than 83 points, 31.
The fact that that's happened 4 times.
Yeah, that's the
Great.
lesson. That his 4 out of 7 weeks he's had an opponent.
I should have beat him last week. I don't know. I can keep bringing it up. Miles Sanders had a 74-yard touchdown fumble.
Yeah. Well, if T.J. Hawkinson wouldn't have scored, whatever.
He got hurt.
I know.
Oh, bad.
Also, his opponents have only scored 100 points just twice, and both times he's gotten murdered.
That is crazy.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers, Justin Herbert. Too bad he doesn't need a quarterback really. Like
Injuries. He says it every day. Cam told me today, bro.
Who else besides like CMC?
No, I mean Caleb.
Oh,
Talking about in the Road to Glory.
Yeah. Look who he's talking to. Anyways, speaking of Mike Evans, who got 3.7, he should have done what he did against Auburn, which we won, by the way. In 2013, he went for 11 receptions for 287 and 4 touchdowns against us.
That is.
But we won, baby. But we won.
In 2013?
Yeah, that was the year after. It was when we went to national championship to play Florida State. That was our first. I think it was our first or second.
Was that Manziel? Was Manziel there?
Yeah, it was Manziel's.
I don't know why I just remember this, but there's nothing crazier than that stat with Julio getting 300 yards on a dot without a touchdown.
I know. I remember that game. It was against Panthers, I think.
But he didn't get a touchdown, meaning he didn't break a 99-yard touchdown.
Yeah, I know.
That's the craziest stat I think of. All right.
He's a beast. But yeah, 287 and 4 TDs is insane.
That's pretty good fantasy day.
Yes, it is.
He might have a future in the NFL.
Yeah, Manziel had 454 yards, and Nick Marshall completed less than half his passes, but we won. So,
27.
Yeah. Say what? Yeah, Trey Mason and Nick Marshall also ran for like 100 yards and 2 touchdowns, he did.
Sammy Coates.
Yeah, Sammy Coates, the GOAT.
Baller.
Rest in peace to Auburn having good football teams.
Dude, that was the funnest offense.
I mean, 2010, 2013, bro, that was a great.
Fuck. Young Ho was about to get another field goal. Not a good start.
Hey, bro.
All right, whatever. Yeah. Number 9. He's up 2.
I
finally won. Finally won. You scored at least 96 points in 5 of your 7 games this season. That's quite good.
Can you read the points for and points against, please?
Yep. You are number 3, right behind me in points for, and you are dead last or first, depending on how you want to look at it, in points against.
Hurts.
It hurts, yeah.
So is that an average of 111 points scored on me per week?
Scored against you, yeah.
Holy fuck. Okay.
Yeah, and obviously there's some outliers there. I think Jackson scored like 140 against you, but like it, yeah.
Right.
Crazy. 113. Jamal Williams, really good with Aaron Jones out. It's kind of crazy that you scored 113 without basically Patrick Mahomes. Your defense finally did something for you. I know it's been a struggle for you the past couple of weeks.
Really thought about dropping him at one point. But.
Yeah, Calvin Ridley, Alvin Kamara, Boston Scott, they all had good games. It was a balanced effort for you, Thomas, and you really needed this win.
I needed it so bad.
If you want any shot at making the playoffs, you needed this win, and you got it.
I need to just keep the train rolling, and I need all these teams in first and second to just lose.
But here's the thing: you're playing the hottest team in the league. Playing the hottest team in the league this year.
Yeah, but Zach has like Zach doesn't have Robinson this week, which is like his best player, and 2.
James Robinson.
Zach is like 9 for points for. So I'm hoping.
Yeah,
that-
but he's just finding ways to win.
I know, but
There's a win, Thomas.
He's good at points against.
we'll see. We'll see. I wish him the best of luck.
And I mentioned this in someone's slide. These last, 4, like 9 through 12, they could really go. You could make an argument for pretty much anyone being in any of those spots. But Thomas, with your points for,
Wait, you're saying you could argue that I could be last place?
no, probably not you, but they could be. It was really hard to choose, these because they all had their points, and as you'll see in this next one, I think.
I guess so.
Number 10 is JB, who is the lowest 3-win team, but he is a 5-point swing away from being 5 points away from being 5-2.
That's pretty crazy.
That sucks. And he still doesn't have the points for, so he would have been like the worst 5-2 team, but like that's a big difference because that'd be tied for the best record in the league. He's got me this week. I think he's got some players out, which is nice. Tyler Lockett would fucking nuclear. Antonio Gibson has been solid. He had a great week.
JB's in the same boat. Kenyon Drake
yeah, Kenyon Drake. But good thing is he has Chase Edmonds. So
Chase Edmonds is better than.
Yeah, pretty much. He's been solid all week. He got the problem with JB was he had some really big games. Obviously Tyler Lockett, but just like last week, he had a lot of duds that really balanced it out. He got 4 players. That McKinnon got -0.1, Darren Fells 0, Young Ho 2, DJ Shark 2.6. So that's 4 players.
Lose by 2 points, and you'd have like all that happen.
And yeah, it's exactly what happened to him last week. 5-point swing, 5-2. Sorry, JB. That sucks. Number 11, Ishan! That's 1, baby! If you didn't have like,
it's bullshit that he's not number 1. I'm gonna put it out there. I know Caleb.
He's honorary number 1. He is. I know. I'm sorry.
He's all on your ass about it, but Caleb.
He is still
guy right here. You wanted to beat
despite
him.
scoring.
You'd be 0-1 if the season started last week. You played Sean.
That's true. If you hadn't scored, even though you scored the highest points in the league this week, you're that's by a good margin. You are still last in that.
No struggle.
No offense.
That is crazy.
85 points a game.
Yeah, but you were 80 last week, so that's up 5.
Yeah, let's jack it up.
And I think the second. Let me see. Who is number 2 in points?
No, number 11.
Yeah, number 11. Thank you. 90. So that's a big difference.
5 points game.
Yeah, and that's with you scoring almost 120. But yeah, you would have beat Heath with just 2 players, and really close to being Cam. I don't know if y'all seen this video. That shit hilarious. Watch it, read it. Hawkinson, touchdown. David Johnson, touchdown. DeAndre Swift has he's scored in 3 straight games, and he has 4 touchdowns in 3 games. So that's real promising.
Me mad because it's taken away from Stafford.
Taken away from the GOAT carry on. But yeah, congrats. Which leaves number 12 for Cole Clark. And I there's 3 2 and 5 teams. Thomas had the points for. Sean scored the most points in the league this week. And that just he was the odd man out. Cole was the odd man out. Started off the week well with 28 from Carson Wentz. And that was with, Lamar out, MVP. Had a great Gronk finally knocking that rust off.
Gronk is good. I gave a lot of shit to John early in the season about Gronk, but he did drop.
Yeah, I bet he would have. I bet he would like to have him back.
He's pretty good now, so.
Gia Bernard, I need to highlight that.
We don't have to talk about Gio Bernard, bro. He's gonna cook my ass this week. I got cold this week, and if Joe Mixon doesn't play, it's a big swing. I don't get Joe Mixon.
But yeah, with Joe Mixon, he's irrelevant. He's been irrelevant this season.
Like, if Joe Mixon plays, he loses Gio. But Joe Mixon's
And
not.
he only had like 14 carries for like 28 rushing yards, but he's a great pass catcher. Zeke fucking just sucks now. I don't think he like cares. I don't think he like tries. Because
Okay, I mean, it's just the offense that sucks.
Y'all need to watch this video of him getting fucking lit the fuck up by this.
Holy shit.
Damn.
Crazy.
I don't know if you all saw my meme, but it said that the Cowboys traveled all the way to D.C. to kick a field goal. So let's see if they can do that again.
But Mike Williams has like one good game every year and then does nothing. And that's what he did. Patriots D are not the Patriots D of 2019. I think technically they're still like the number 10 fantasy defense, but they're trending in the wrong direction. And yeah, that's what it is. It was probably the closest power rankings to date, and I assume that's going to get even harder as the weeks go on. But I hope you guys like it. Read it. There's a lot of Twitter videos this week, a lot of memes. So
love the memes.
Go ahead and
fire bottle.
Yeah, for real. If you, I mean, I assume you've made it to this part of the podcast. But yeah.
You have been great, Cole. You're doing a great job.
Thank you. All right, I'm giving it back to you, Jackson.
That changes us. Now we shift focus. We're going to go to Peaky Blinders now. As the Panthers are doing great and just get a sack. Let's go here.
You clicked so loud.
I tasted Cole fire bottle. He said, "Fuck you."
All right, so I'm gonna share my screen again. Where's y'all chilling? All right, so week 7, Thomas, what you got? You want to roll over this?
Yeah. Well, we're not getting any better, guys. I can tell you that. We are declining, but the good news is so is Vegas. They were also 6-7, which like the majority of us were around there. Except Tom was 3-10.
I'm slipping.
Sorry, Doug.
Yeah, I talked to my dad today. He said over the last 3 weeks he's been like 4-10, 4-10, and like 3-10 or something like that. And he said this week he's either going to take all the overs or take all the favorites, or he's going to just pick all the teams, and then at 12 o'clock he's gonna flip them. And so that'd be fun to see. But
I think the highlights. I mean, the highest person was Ryan with 9-4, so that just kind of shows you what kind of week we've been having. Everyone was hurt. I mean, the majority of us were hurt with the Cleveland Bengals game. Cleveland went up.
I mean, no one was hurt. No one
last second touchdown.
Cleveland, and they missed the extra
point. And
then Cody Parkey missed the extra point.
Missed the extra point, so they wouldn't cover it. Makes it a push. So
saved me from losing that one.
Is that our first push?
No, we've had another one. I think in week 5, or
I think there's
week
been like
4.
one more.
Week 4, the Chargers had a push.
So the majority it looks like almost everyone took Chicago +6, and that missed.
And that was a dud.
It just felt like a big line for what were they 5-2 or?
Yeah, going into the game, they were 5-1.
Low-scoring game, but it was like 24-10, which is still low scoring, but like.
I mean, just scored.
Their offense is bad. And we knew that, but yeah.
I mean, I'm curious to see who's the worst team in the NFL right now? Is it the Cowboys or is it the Jets? Because I think
the Jets.
I mean the Jets scored
DiNucci
10 against Buffalo.
Yeah, the 10 points, but
but 3 against Washington. I mean
that was their peak.
That's horrible. To score 3 points against Washington.
Gucci DiNucci.
And
a good game, I think.
Yeah, and then New York Giants They covered this week, but I mean, I've been hearing some horrible stats about Daniel Jones.
Yeah, he's
Um,
great.
that
He turns it over a lot.
he's come a turnover machine. But for the most part, everyone, 6 and 7s, 5 and 8s.
That Jacksonville line failed out of nowhere. They had that shit the whole game.
They had it, and then
And the Atlanta line, fuck that.
yeah, I mean, that's what we get for picking Atlanta. I should have known, but it is what it is. So if you go to records, Jackson, we can just look at the records.
Go to the record. So there's a new leader, isn't there?
There is a new leader, and Jonathan. He said that he's going to try and bring it up as much as possible.
That's a big lead for against I don't know. We were neck and neck, and now he's.
I mean, he's only 2 games higher than Tim,
but 4 higher than me. Yeah.
I mean, I'm fucking.
But I mean, as we saw, there can be big changes throughout the week.
Yeah.
I love that Jesse.
I've never not top 3. I want to say that.
Yeah, Jesse, Tom, Joseph, Jackson, and then Dwight at some point was before Ryan snuck up. They're all at the bottom. So the Macaulays as a whole aren't doing great.
What would Ryan's record be if he didn't have the?
Well, he went 0-16. So
yeah. So, if you just gave him what was the average record for that week, and just give that to him, and what would his record? Because I assume he'd be.
I mean, we all did pretty good the first week, I think.
If you give him just a 7-7 record or something.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're going into week 8, and he's basically caught up. He's I know. Halfway point. So, I mean, I think it's fair.
I think it's fair. I just was curious what.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I think he would definitely be in the money. I think
he's doing well
for sure. So we have Jonathan and Tim.
We did.
Close behind.
We said that we're going through the Super Bowl. So
we are going to the Super Bowl. No one seemed to contest that.
I mean,
I think everyone's excited.
So there's going to be a bit of a wait between the end of the playoffs and the Super Bowl, just for that one game.
Yeah, and I mean,
pretty much.
I don't know if we want to add
by the middle of the playoffs. I mean, it might be solidified because, you might have a 5-game lead, and there might be 5 games left.
Right. I don't know what if we want to add extra points to the Super Bowl. I know the people in first 1 through 5 are gonna hate that, but
yeah, probably
other people.
Just keep it. But
yeah.
But maybe next year we should solidify that before, because I know. People
I mean, you either go all the way to the Super Bowl or to the end of the regular season.
Yeah, I like all the way to the Super Bowl, even though it doesn't really mean much more. But
you can get a few of those playoff games.
Yeah. For the second week in a row, Sean is in the bubble at the 6th seed. So Sean, what's your take? I know you.
How'd you do this week, Sean?
Right on that bubble. I like to keep people on the edge of their seat. I could creep in at any moment. Might snag a win from Cole every now and then, so.
There you go.
Yeah.
I mean, is there when you go into the week, what's your thought process when you're making the picks? Are you just kind of feeling?
It's really just as soon as I look at it, my first guess, because I feel like where I struggle most is if I think about it too much and I start changing it.
Right.
Whereas and of course, if I'm choosing later, you usually have to remind me, I'll look across the board, kind of see what everyone else is kind of judging, and then
gotcha.
I'll go from there. So, but it's nothing like I have no secret process or anything.
Yeah, I was 6-1 or something in the 12 o'clock games here.
I know you were killing it.
Well, I was 6-0 in the 12 o'clock games because I missed this one. But then, in the afternoon, what happened?
You dropped the ball, man.
Curtis Samuel, another touchdown.
Yeah.
Oh my God! I literally almost someone picked him up.
Really? That's surprising. Well, he's got 2 touchdowns already.
Damn Curtis! I took the
should be DJ Moore.
So Jackson, you want to pull up our locks of the week last week?
Yes. So
didn't go well.
So it didn't go well.
I got one. I think mine.
There's
mine hit.
The standings for the last week. No, we haven't. I have to kind of zoom in. So week 7, we're looking here. Mine didn't hit. They lost in overtime.
That was tough.
It was the DK touchdown that was taken back. Although, granted, it shouldn't have counted because the 50-yard touchdown in overtime, where DK Metcalf would have won the game and covered, but there was a holding call which was very apparent and allowed the touchdown to happen. So if the hold doesn't happen, the touchdown happens. So
yeah.
But anyways, they end up losing to the Cardinals. Packers hit Thomas.
Yeah, Packers. I mean, won by 15. Pretty. I said that I thought Aaron Rodgers would have a comeback game after that disappointing game against Tampa Bay. Packers seem that, and it's tough to say because Houston's 1-5. So it's like hard to say, oh, they're back on track. Still a little nervous on the Packers, but I mean, I knew for sure that Rodgers was going to clean it up the next week, so I was glad to see that happen.
So yeah, and Cole, you took the Jets or the build of the Jets. You love these big lines, but
not usually. Usually, I would pick the underdogs in these, but against my better judgment and kind of just hoping for a big Josh Allen game, I went with the Bills.
Yeah. To be fair, everyone picked. Everyone but like 4 or 5 people picked Buffalo.
I mean, he had like 370 yards.
Yes.
I mean, they just couldn't find the end zone. They had a chance at the end if they were in the red zone with like a minute left, but they just you just kneel it. They don't care about bets or whatever. So it's okay, whatever.
Or do you have more confidence in the Jets now than you did?
I mean, I'm picking them this week because 19.5 is pretty crazy, but
that's crazy.
I don't know. I think I might take the Chiefs in that one.
I mean, I don't think either of them is like a bad choice. I just
And that's like 30. That's not like crazy.
No, it's not. But
if anything goes wrong, the Jets cover.
Yeah.
And then Caleb's Oakland.
The Raiders.
Did you guys see that Chiefs defensive lineman said in like an interview? He's like, people forget the Jets are a very good football team. Like they were like, just because they haven't won a game doesn't mean they're good. And
that's what the people were saying. Like it might be because people were saying Clemson could beat the Jets. Like people forget this is an NFL team.
I mean, they could. Yeah, no college team is going to beat a fucking pro team. Not in today's day and age. Because Clemson, as good as they are, and I'm sure Trevor Lawrence could probably still.
Well, I mean, Syracuse held with Clemson for a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, there's a Clemson has maybe like 10, 12 like NFL players. Every player on the Jet is an NFL player. Every single one of them. So
22 of them are starters.
I wouldn't doubt maybe Trevor Lawrence would probably be the best player that game, but his offensive line probably getting destroyed and like
he'd be running for his life.
Their D-line, I mean, actually, Clemson's D-line probably has some good people, but like like the big boy stuff. I mean, these are men against 20-year-olds, so it's like big time difference, I think. Yeah. Anyways, so Caleb misses that line. He said Raiders, but then the Raiders offensive line might not.
Raiders.
And then so he said he wanted to change it to Cincy. Again, we don't change things after the podcast, so Caleb's pick still counts. He changed it to Cincy was pushed, so I did make a note of that, just like Heath's, and my double lock of the century. So now we'll go to this week's. We'll do these locks of the week. I'll pull up the lock so we can see them. This order we are going to do a little bit differently. It goes Thomas. I was first last week. Then Thomas and Cole. So this week it's going to go Sean, Thomas, Cole, and me. So I got last draw. And so
do you want to zoom in on the
I will zoom
picks? Yeah.
I'm wait, buddy.
Dude, just do like 100. Why do you have to like?
Wow, very specific.
Just do 100.
Is that good for you? I know you don't drink.
All right, Sean, let's hear it.
All right. Lock of the week.
Take us through the process.
All right. Well, I looked through all of them. Highly considered. I highly considered Green Bay. But my lock of the week will be the Seahawks 2.5 against the Niners. Purely because I believe the Niners are only good against bad teams.
Ooh.
So I think it'll solidify my point. I think Russ will get it done. So
Did they get killed by the Dolphins?
they did get killed by the Dolphins. Yeah, they lost to the Eagles.
Yeah.
Beat the Giants, and they beat. I just looked it up. It was one other shit team. They beat the Jets. Oh, there we go.
The Jets. All right, so there you go. So he's taking Seattle -2.5 at home. That's in Sunday afternoon. So that's a big lock. All right, Thomas, you are up next.
I'm going to ride the Buffalo Bills and also ride how bad the Patriots are performing. So I'm going to go with the Buffalo -3.5.
My first time not picking New England this week.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's at Buffalo. You know, Buffalo is a very good playoff contender, and they really need a win here to kind of solidify their dominance and try and hope for a better seeding. The Patriots they didn't have anything really clicking last week or 2 weeks prior for me to warrant.
Said it's a must win though, so they gotta win.
Yeah, it's a must win, but I mean, if it was a touchdown, I think it'll be closer. I think the Patriots will play better, but -3.5, that's just basically winning the game. I think it'll be a touchdown difference, maybe like a 28-21, somewhere in there. And I just don't have enough confidence in, not necessarily Cam, but just the entire Patriots team right now.
Who would have thought?
To take the Patriots +3.5. So I'll go with Buffalo -3.5.
All right, Buffalo -3.5.
Buffalo.
All right, Cole, you're up.
My turn. Okay, so just at first glance, not a lot of the lines are like really sticking out to me in terms of like ones that I really like. But I think I'm gonna go with the Rams 3.5. It's gonna be Tua's starting, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he is after the bye.
First start. You know, he's gonna be at home, but that didn't really matter. You know, the Rams are a veteran team. They got player like Jalen Ramsey, like rookie quarterback who, you know, not because Ryan Fitzpatrick made it work. Not to say the Dolphins don't have really weapons per se. I think this is just going to be a situation where a team kind of just bullies a player that just needs some more time to, you know, get used to things.
Yeah.
So that's my lock.
So you don't believe in the Tua hype?
Not for the first game.
All right.
And he may have a good game, but I think the Rams are gonna handle them pretty easily.
All right. So my lock of the week. I'm going all in. Not only to cover the spread, but to win the game. The Oakland Raiders.
I thought you were about to say the Jets.
Going to Cleveland.
They're not Oakland anymore.
The Las Vegas Raiders.
Las Vegas Raiders.
Go into Cleveland, and they get their stuff done. It's not even close. I'm putting my foot down right now. The Raiders.
I don't know. Without Odell, the Browns pretty good.
I don't care. The Raiders, they get their shit figured out. They're a better team than they're shown. They got their ass whipped last week by the Buccaneers. They're going to come into town, and they're going to put the beating on the Browns, cam them all in, give me Raiders plus 2.5. That's my lock of the week. You can set it and forget it. That's a win. Don't worry about it.
Speaking of the Raiders, I forgot to mention this during my power rankings, but Trent Brown, the Raiders all-pro offensive tackle, he's played 2 games this season. He's had COVID or whatever. In the 2 games that he has played,
Something like that.
2 games, Josh Jacobs has 5 touchdowns. In those 2 games, he's averaging 24 points a game. In the 3 or 4 games that he hasn't played in, Josh Jacobs is averaging 5 fantasy points a game, and he had 10 carries for 17 yards last game. So I don't know if he's playing this week, but if he is, then Josh Jacobs is probably going to have 8 touchdowns.
Right. All right. Well, that about does it. There's our locks of the week. So
Falcons are about to score. Oh, Calvin Ridley injured during the play.
No way. Why would you say that?
I don't know how bad it is. I'm just looking at but yeah.
How much time's left in the quarter, Cole?
9:12 left in the second quarter.
I remember watching.
I see Trevor Lawrence has COVID.
Oh,
Damn. That's pretty big news.
It's a hot take.
really big news.
What a hot take.
Watching your play. Hang on.
I mean, he just limps off the field or something.
Got the ball. Caught it for 20 yards. Oh, he's chilling. It's his ankle.
Okay.
Well,
I'll get.
hang on.
Well, his ankle's off.
Well,
Ooh.
he just got wrapped up by the. He got wrapped up by the ankle.
He's all right. I feel it. I feel my boy. I think he's gonna come back.
So, anyways,
The boys are saying Todd Gurley got benched.
that does it for the podcast. Thank you guys for watching. Do we want to put another word in right now?
Sean, thank you for being here for us.
What's the word we're gonna have for this week?
Swirly whirly.
Swirly whirly. So please text Cole Swirly whirly.
Text me, swirly whirly.
Swirly whirly.
All the way. And Sean, thank you for coming.
Of course, glad to be here.
Hopefully next week you'll be number 10 in the power rankings.
Just keep rising up. Good game, Cole. Good game.
Yeah.
Keep it up. You'll be on the number 1 spot in no time.
As we move into week 8, good luck everyone. Except for Cole Clark. Hopefully you lose.
Yeah, Michael Clark.
Could I play him?
Oh. Well, Cole Bowl's coming up.
Cole Ball's coming up.
Mm.
Get your popcorn ready.
Huge.
So he's definitely got to be the guest that week, right?
Gotta be. Before it, before the Cole Ball or after? Come leading up
I
to
don't know.
Lead up.
I think it's like I don't know, college game day or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, boys.
All right.
I'll catch y'all later, and we'll stop recording now. Thank y'all for watching.